head to the action. Our match is live, and never say never, 16 rounds away from booking themselves a win over NZT, and ultimately meaning they might just be able to keep their slot here in relegation. Not yet in Challenger League, but at least that extra step, and they do not have to go back to Open.
Exactly, it's all to play for now, and a pistol round here for NZT could just give them that lifeline to a bit of momentum, a bit of success coming forward on this CT side, but never say never. Aggressive over towards Ram, they're just trying to get that control early doors.
Well, as you said, this pistol quite slow from Never Say Never, but they're looking to pick it up. They're looking to extrapolate the pace for everything it's got. Nice thing. Oh, Husky! A double through the smoke. It's lights out from him so far, and NZT might just be off to the cracking start we were looking for on Mirage. It's a 4-on-3, and they back into the USP of 2R. G7 at least able to pick up one with the dualies. This position from Risk, an unorthodox one, usually it's a little bit along. And so will they expect him to be sitting behind a barrel? Smoke on top of the bomb. Spam's coming out. Doolies will find one. And a second kill from G7H. What's going on? A crazy round of Counter-Strike, and it's not done just yet. As Godex now, it's turned to stick. He's got the 5 seconds. Knights out. Oh, no. He's still sticking. And he's still lost the round because G7H's Julies. It's all 5.
An ace with Julie. I mean, how has he found all 5 there? I mean, even that last one, just running and gunning, spamming through a smoke, and he comes out on top. I mean, fair play. A very tough one to kind of analyze in terms of G7H just spamming and hoping and praying and it working. But I think what you can analyze over towards NZT, that was a rough CT performance from them in terms of round number 1. But it was just not good enough. But speaking of not good enough, Asex, what a shot from him.
That's an unreal start. Miami good for 1 though. Mac 10 making money. Will eventually fall. But the Mac 10 pays itself. The 2 kills, $1,200. No problems at all. A 3rd kill for the SNGs. It's Aristo to pick up 1. Risk. He'll have some fun with his Galil. And well, there's 1 man left, Tua, and he's short-lived. Aristo's double. And it's a 2nd on the board here for Never Say Never.
Well, just like that. I mean, you kind of expected, right? With the massive difference in terms of firepower, it should only really go one way, and that's how it does. Nice start of Asex with the Vertigo. I mean, as we already mentioned, he was the only player. No, it was God who was the only player, actually, to kind of go positive. And I think for NZT, that was one of their biggest downfalls. It was the individuals who stepped up, but it wasn't really a team effort, which isn't the same for Never Say Never, because there was a lot of individuals who stepped up, but that team cohesion was just that step above.
Yeah, and well, this 3rd round, Ruben's taking a bit of damage. A P90 on Miami. Now, I want to say, you know, that is an interesting buy, but I could not tell you the last time I saw a P90 brought out in professional play. Never mind when there's a Galil involved and you can get more util, you know? I don't know, a bit stunned to see that pick. Nonetheless, makes it work. Miami's found 1. Aristo another. Guns picked up. Ruben a 3rd kill, excuse me, and seconds into the round. It's a 2v5. God and Husky left to save.
Yeah, I mean, with what they've got left in the bank for them in terms of, well, for God, nothing. And for Husky, $100, and then 4A1S, you've got to keep hold of what you've got. But if you're Never Say Never, they have to go hunting. They do exactly that. Risk gets punished immediately. God gonna find 1. That's information gained, though. And now they should put the pressure on this fan base. They can afford to do so, especially with round about to go in their favor. Try and guarantee at least another weapon dropped, and that's what they do. Really done. Looking for 1 more. They find it. Nothing saved for NZT, and Retro, this is going from bad to worse. A T-side starting 3-0, and more or less about to guarantee themselves a 4th. I mean, that's not exactly what NZT needed.
Man, that's crazy. I don't believe it, man. I don't know how we've gone from a dually ace to a P90 to, you know, an absolute wipe of the floor on a full buy versus full buy. Like, I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned. But we head into round 4. No difference made, no changes made by NZT. It's Eagles, it's a half buy, and it's Ruben to tear the head off Asex. Just like that, 5-on-4. The pistols for NZT basically loomed from the get-go. Aristo finding another. Okay, a nice little bit of trigger discipline here. Unfortunately, the M4 will slip the net. Or will it? That body, see you later. 51 floors, it drops. G7H at least trading though, so God and Husky now for the retake. Already low HP on one of these Deagles. Both of them eliminated with no problems at all. It's 4-0. Never Say Never in front.
This is becoming very, very unfortunate for NZT, right? I mean, even the kind of differences they're trying to make in terms of adapting to each and every play, they're being punished immediately. And we came in towards this game saying, you know, oh, we have no idea how these two sides play. We haven't yet to see Never play on Vertigo in Season 41. This could be, not the greatest of map picks for them. I mean, so far it's looking brilliantly. I eat my own words here, because Never, this start has been emphatic.
Unreal to see how well they've been playing. You're dead right now. NZT standing on their last leg for now. It's another full buy. It's another opportunity for them to score their first round on the board. Problem is, they are so tuned in on being on the back foot that they've got to somehow find the momentum to wriggle out of it. And never say never. A slow approach to G7H. I wonder why the molly's thrown off of the wall, because we see, other teams will throw the middle click molly, where you left down right mouse and it just sort of like dips over the top, but he throws it off the wall. I'm wondering, is this like meant to be something different? Does it do anything different?
Spread or something like that?
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not exactly too sure.
I'm so tuned in with the middle click molly that I did not know you could like chuck it off the back wall. Doesn't matter anyway, because nothing towards B going on. It's all kicking off towards A. Ruben alongside Aristo, 1 kill each, 4-on-3 scenario. And well, here we go, right? This is looking very looming already here for NZT. Map 1 backfired. Map 2, if you lose this round, you're 5-0 down. You've got no money in your pocket. This is looking like a never say never 2-0 from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, Zingy's kind of that man to try and take that initial point of contact. 0-4 currently. He's going to find his first kill, make that a second. The transfer is brilliantly. Ruben trade. That's 2 versus 2. Look at the time. 20 seconds to work with, but it's a Ruben delete of a headshot. And all that's one man. Turret has to step up. Laban spray good for one, but only. G7H, 7-0 start for him. Yet to die, as he has been brilliantly unstoppable as we stand. And so never to never. 5-0 and another full buy round for NZT, where they're immediately put in their place.
It's crazy that Tua's triple kill was not enough to win them the round. When we see a triple like that, especially, you would think, like, that's it. Like, surely that's the round locked in. But NZT lacking firepower, maybe, lacking chances, lacking responsibility. Finally, there's an opener that goes in the way of NZT. It's aggressive towards B, and G7H will receive his first death. 7-1 he stands, and with 1:35 to go. Plenty of time for Never Say Never to recover this round. Flashbang, not good. Tua turns away, turns back. Miami down. Nade won't do much either. NZT booking themselves a 5-on-3.
Yeah, well, that's the start they needed. I think sometimes as well, when the CT side starts being rough and everything's not really working in favor, you just need to step up the aggression, don't you? Kind of dominate that map control and really kind of force a kill in your favor to at least give a bit of a kind of kickstart momentum. That's what we're seeing. Risk of spot out one, though. So aware as Zingy will form. Molotov's come into the close one position. We were speaking about it. And well, now they can guarantee these spots in their favor. And Aristo and Ruben want a piece. The numbers have flipped hand, Retro.
Unreal. How on earth has this happened? AK still spamming away. It's a 2-on-2. The last time we were in a scenario like this, Never Say Never still came out on top. So we need someone from NZT to go huge. Jumping on top of the headshot box. Tua looking for his way in. Will find one. Aristo low. Aristo gone. And that's the first on the board. Their first in 6 here for NZT.
That's what they needed. Exactly that. I mean, a first one on the board. We mentioned, especially over towards Mirage, where we looked for the successes of NZT primarily came from kind of very momentum-heavy shifts, and this is where they need to get a hold of that momentum and keep hold of it, which is what Never Say Never are so good at doing. They need to put a spanner in the works. They can't keep allowing Never Say Never to play their game without it being contested, which is what we've seen kind of pretty much the entirety of this start, especially those first 5 rounds. Much better. Aggressive on the CT stance, get the opening kill, guarantee that man advantage, and then just try and keep it. Play the trades in their favor. Retake works so well. That's what they needed. Now, of course, it's an opportunity for them to start to chip away, which is already a pretty tough deficit.
Unreal. How has this happened? We'll see. Round 7, 5-1 the scoreline, Neo. It has been a monster series. And, well, heading into round 7, 5-1 the scoreline. Like, this is big from Never Say Never. 11 rounds away from finding themselves a win in this map and in turn the series and in turn their spot here in ESL Challenger League Season 41 might just be intact. But it is still very much up in the air, and if NZT can continue the form of winning rounds, they can piece together something impressive.
And for you, what would you even say is kind of enough T-side rounds on Vertigo? What would you kind of... Because we talk about kind of like Nuke, we normally say the golden number is 6.
Yeah.
But Ancient, we could probably say 5, I think is okay. But I mean, for Vertigo, some teams do prefer that T-side, and I don't know, it's a tough... I think maybe 7 would be actually all right.
I think it depends more on the team than anything.
Agreed.
We'll have to wait and see how NZT do on their team side to sort of speculate if enough was enough. But they aren't improving their odds. This round has gone to a 4-on-3. It's another bomb plant. It's another post plant that they have to clutch up in. And it is a chance like no other for Never Say Never to wipe the floor financially. Risk will find a follow-up. It's a 4-on-2. Nades are flying, but bodies are dropping as God against 4. And Never Say Never back to winning ways. And whatever the golden number may be, Neo, the chances of them hitting it are slimmer and slimmer by the second because NZT locked out. And it's looking like a collateral 7th as well because the money for the CTs is looking poor.
Yeah, I mean, as we start, I mean, Never Say Never, they are already dominating their way through this T side on a map which is generally seen as slightly more favoured for the CTs. I mean, NZT, this has been brutal to watch. Double MP9 setup coming in towards the round number 8 for them, and supported only by some Deagles. Not exactly where they want to be. I think you're trying to go aggressive, immediately dropped, and the opening kill goes the way of the T side. As expected, Never Say Never, they are just churning away at these rounds now.
Push from ramp, no flash, dry phase. What do you expect, Ruben? He'll have them both covered. Never Say Never, wiping the odds even more so. NKT down to 2, Asex's MP9, and 2 as Deagle left to pick up everything in this round. And already smoke's going to be tossed in. 2 on the back of the site here, looking for a shot. Asex finding another in the meantime. Great flashbang, not looking good here though. Somehow not spotted. Deagle, big damage, no kill. He'll back away, set down in the meantime. Tua just going for wild spam, but it's not happening. It's not going to be their round. Asex able to pick up an AK and find a follow-up, but that's it. G7H will find the closer. It's a 7-1 scoreline.
It's brutal to watch, isn't it? I mean, this is really tough to watch if you're a fan of NZT because it's just not been the performance that we expected of them, and they're kind of a shadow of their former selves when we talk about the successes we saw on Mirage, which, you know, they were few and far between, but there were some really good periods from them where they were quite good at dictating that tempo and their play style, and well, now it's not even kind of a fraction of that. It's just been really tough to watch. Fullback coming out once again, Aces by the flash, jumping Mac 10 to deliver. I mean, this is just annihilation. The B-side completely barren. No one left there to beat them as Asex is down and out for the count, and Molotov's raining in towards construction, just deny that rotation.
Unreal. How on earth is Never Say Never pulling off things like this? It's looking abysmal here for NZT. It's looking tough. Husky at least to relieve some pressure. A 4-on-4 retake is doable. It is very doable. Activity dropped out. Retake set in. Godex looking for one, but an M4 from Ruben. It's 2 kills. 2 up beneath the flames. He'll fall. And, well, Aristo the last. It's an 8-1 scoreline. Never Say Never. Already halfway there.
I'd be very, very surprised if kind of NSN don't push towards, you know, I think even 12, 13 rounds, the way they are playing so far. I mean, they don't even look phased in the slightest by the CT presence, right? I mean, they are just essentially running, holding W, finding the kills with, I mean, insurmountable amounts of ease and just delivering time and time again. I mean, NZT, a stark change is to come here because this has just not been good enough. It's boys versus men out there.
Yeah, it has been unreal. Don't know how this has come about, but it has. Well, we head into this round here. Speculative of the chances.
Yeah.
For one, pretty nerved to see what's going on, but they do have themselves the chance here. And an opening frag found at least. There's light at the end of the tunnel here, Neo.
I mean, at the very least, we got to hope something comes of it. Risk as well. He's just trying to sneak his way forward. Now he's got the opening. Could be able to make his way through. Will be spotted out. Nade will come in. Slight bit of damage dealt. Zane can be sent over towards Terra as well. I mean, he's up at 19, which isn't the most adequate of starts. This trade could come through momentarily. A 2-man advantage, but it's slim.
And they continue to run away with this game. Famas shows some resistance at least, but it's not enough. It certainly is not enough. 8-1 could be turning 9. Aristo in a 1-on-2, but low HP will plague him. Nice first shot, Aristo. And the last man's low, it's Tua. 19 points of health compared to the 14 that he has. Well, this gets difficult. This gets tricky, but he's won it anyway. Another clutch, another 1-on-2, and another round in favor of the T side. If things weren't looking any slimmer, never say never. Continuing to output rounds. Damage done. And I think this is it. If they're not already in your own head, how do you explain that?
And that's one of those rounds that, you know, on paper for NZT, you shouldn't lose those. Yes, the HP isn't in their favor, but it's a 1 versus 2. Play the trade game. Take the low guy in first as kind of cannon fodder, and then the big guy comes to the trade. Veneration can open things up with a double. Aristo, perfect from him to continue his, I mean, unstoppable successes of a 15-5 scoreline individually. I mean, it's just not been good enough. 10 knocking on the door of it with a 2-man advantage, and for NZT, I mean, what did they even do, Retro? This has just been brutal to watch.
It's extremely difficult, and when a team is being obliterated this much, you know, I think we've both watched these positions. I've been in the server when in these positions that it's very, very difficult to get your head out of. And when you win that round, it's a pressure reliever, but you say that, the pressure's still very much on. You want to be winning this game. You don't want to be winning a couple of rounds. And so for NZT, even if they are able to pick up another Neo and show that they can do it on a full buy, the problem is this half is way too far gone already, you know? The march that has been made by Never Say Never to find double digits on T-side Vertigo, how do you explain it? How do you even begin to, you know, total up your opportunities here for NZT? The pistol is so conditional. The last 4 rounds that we watch here, they have to be yours. Otherwise, never say never. You talk about the gap, you know, 12-13 round half. What are the opportunities that you come back from it? And a missed ramp smoke to begin with here for NZT. All the control in the world here by Never Say Never.
And I think what it does also sort of show as well is that kind of, NZT are not going to play in this map. It's not a map which is actively in their pool. And I think as well, they probably weren't expecting it. If we look towards the veto again, we kind of cast our minds back. For NZT, they went for the ban of Ancient, which left Dust 2 and Inferno as the kind of remaining. But I think they potentially expected maybe another puggier map to be picked in as the second map, right? I don't think they I think they probably would have hoped for Vertigo to be their second ban rather than what they got was the Ancient ban. Because they have played Ancient before, so I think they just weren't expecting a Vertigo pick in towards the first choice of Never Say Never. And I think that's also credit to Never Say Never to having such a deep map pool to be able to posture either way.
Entirely doable. I respect the attempt. The nade to the back of the head will be the end of Zingy though. And it's down to 2, and it is just worse and worse and worse here. NZT concede an 11th. And Neo, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this stream will end very soon because the chances of NZT of getting back into this game are next to nothing.
And it's really kind of tough when you talk about where there was moments of brilliance from them in map number 1, which you thought, okay, you know, get a good start here on the more favourable side of CT, and everything could start to fall in place, potentially knocking the door on Inferno, map number 3. The fabled decider, of course, always seems to be an Inferno, but no, I mean, it's just been tough to watch, brutal in terms of it's clear that NZT do not play this map, or not well enough either, right? And it's very evident. And it's unfortunate as it's a 10-round lead in the first half, and I think it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, how do you explain a series like this, a scenario like this? I mean, nice first kill, straight transfer from Risk is good. Picking up both kills, switches out to the AK as well that has ammunition in it. And that 4-on-3 continues to prosper, and NZT being on views. Nice shot from Asex, very nice shot. Problem is, it's overshadowed by the scoreline and how well Never Say Never have orchestrated their T side of Vertigo. Husky, he's going to be the solo holder towards A, knowing that 2 players from middle have found themselves the A site. Missed shots with a Deagle, that'll be his demise. Ruben will find the kill. Asex 1-on-3.
1-on-3. A lot to do, a quad clutch needed to find that second, and he said it's said and done. As we stand, he's slowly sneaking his way forward, but that post play is so deep. You could have risk playing the initial bit of contact, and then the other two can just play passive. Information spotted, nice little open flash will come through, denies that presence, and Asex know exactly where he is, swinging off, and the AK comfortably closed that one out. 11-round lead at 12-1. I said I'd be surprised if they don't pick up 12, potentially 13, and well, now that's a definite.
It might just be the rest, Neo. It really might be. This is the round that NZT will have the greatest chance in winning.
Mm-hmm.
And if they lose this one, then it will be that 14-1, because the eco, or rather the force buy in the last, will not be enough to push the payload to a second or a third or whatever the scoreline may be. It is difficult. It is very, very difficult here. And Never Say Never continue to look towards ramp. It's a great flash and a great opener. Ruben, he will get traded at least. Risk moves right through the smoke, and a great shot. Aristo another, 2-on-4, Asex and 2. I mean, sure, the AWP available for 1, but a 2-on-3 retake. NZT, they just can't find advantages. They cannot find any lead that they can run with. And this is looking very like a 13th round. Nice shot from Tour at least. G7H will set the bomb down towards short in the default spot. And well, now they're retaking a 2-on-2. It's doable, Neo. It's doable. Problem is, like, even if it is done, you've already conceded 3, and your money is so bad that these players are going to be on MP9s and FAMASs in the next round. So it really is. Times are tough. Aristo, 1-on-2, going to need a step up from him. Already spotting out the first missed shots, and well, there we have it. NZT a second round, but it does come at a pretty hefty cost. The Never Say Never's money. They're set for the last round. There's auto snipers available should they want it. So yeah, exactly. That's the kind of level that we're at here.
It's very similar to what we saw Mirage as well, right? Where kind of the successes that we found from NZT, they're expensive, at a cost. It never gave them any stability in terms of their economy. That's exactly what we're seeing once again here, where, yeah, we see a double AWP setup coming out, but kind of it's limited utility here and there. You know, you look towards God, for example, who's got a kind of a FAMAS as he just tries to offer a slight bit more of utility. Not the most comfortable, and of course, as you mentioned, Never Say Never, they've got a wealth of economy and tools to find around the heart.
Yeah, they have no problems whatsoever. Nades already being dropped in. 4 nades, actually. Never Say Never have eaten so much damage through this smoke. God's found the opener. Smoke going to be tossed in by ASCII. He's got the re-smoke in.
Oh, well, I mean, so far, Risk going to find one more. Not a position to be in as they're, once again, forcing their way over towards ramp. And disadvantage. But they're still trying to deliver on this ramp position. God, going to step up for 1. Make that a second as well. And that's it. That's the half. 12-3. A slight comeback from their opponents. But Never Say Never in the driver's seat. We'll see you after the break. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, for at least the start of this half, maybe just the first round, you're only hearing my voice, as unfortunately, my co-cast, the Retro, has a slight power cut, so I have to wait and see. Just me for now. And it's just Miami in towards ramp, but it's Zingy with a double to open things up. And for NZT, that's the dream start. To kickstart a bit of a ramp aggression, really get onto a one zone. The Molotov will force them back at the very least. Needs to be careful not to be caught in transition. But a 4 versus 3. Numbers favour the T side. Bombs go down. Zingy, not to live much longer in this world, though, as the retake already finding a bit of a backbone over towards that side, towards ramp, tapping away. It's a 1-for-1 trade. 2 versus 2 is swinging in Aristo, one of his own as well. It's all down to Tur. And as he falls to the hands of Ruben, the retake successful. And a 13th on the board, a 10-round lead once again. But never say never. And that's the dream pistol for them to potentially close out not only this map, but this series itself. And potentially I might do it back in momentarily.
Hello.
There he is.
My luck,
hello.
man. I crash at the end of the first half, and then I just have like the power cut blip, you know? Like everything just comes off like half a second and everything turns back on. Man, I'm sorry. I hung you out to dry, but I see the story of this game really hasn't changed. Never say never. Finding a 13th, and of course now this is where things get very, very difficult, right? This is where it's troubled water through and through because, sure, NZT go for a force buy here, but it's 10 in a row to catch up, never mind to even take the lead. And the chance of that happening in the first place is just next to nothing. And so they're in a position now, it feels unlosable for Never Say Never. And the 2-0 evidently in sight. We'll have to wait and see how things go, though, because so far, a slow round and a bit of tag damage done here and there.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to kind of force their way out towards ramp NZT, but it's not working. Risk good for one to kickstart things with the MP9, and the Galileo's already taking a fairly decent amount of damage from these. Swinging forward, a Farmas lines them up, but isn't able to deliver on the spray, and neither's Ruben. That's not the dream kind of re-ramp take that they wanted, as yes, damage has been dealt, but no frags, leaves them in an inopportune position. One in transitions, Husky will fall, but now they know all too well that the rotation's being made back over towards B. A6 leading the charge, but a smoke at the very least will keep them at bay.
They look towards B, but an MP9 of G7H is poised, and these HP bars, tasty for an SMG. Close quarters like this goes for a wild, wild spam, but no, not meant to be. No one up close. He will take base, spots out a couple, pulls his knife out in a scenario like that. It's him gone. A second kill for Zingy, and it's all down to Aristo. He's had an excellent game so far, but a clutch required in this round. Finds the first and the second. Zingy low HP, swings in, knows the location, but he's going to have to play smart. Backs away to reload. Calming the nerves, settling down once more because Zingy's got a round on his hands. His teammates fall, he blunders, but he's able to hold on anyway. And he'll be screaming at his teammates, wondering why on earth the overphase happened. And they're fortunate to walk away with a 4.
Zingy kick-started things and he finished it off. I mean, that was one of those rounds again where NZT, yes, they find success, but at such a cost. And, well, for Never Say Never, they're at least keeping their name in the heart. I mean, they hit the pistol round, but losing the force has left them now in a new awkward eco situation. Just stick around 2K and they should be able to potentially pick up something. But when you look at kind of Ruben and Miami, they've got no economy to work with. So it's actually looking like they might posture just towards a force here, which could work in their favor to close things out, but at the same time could give a real opening for NZT to find a good moment of success going forward. I mean, if this round goes in favor of NZT, there's another double eco situation coming in for Never Say Never, and they can start to push, you know, to chipping away that pretty large deficit.
Absolutely. Pause gone. Never say never, as you said. Only 3 rounds away from winning, and NZT have one marathon to run. But actually, if you take it on a round-by-round basis and how volatile that CT economy can be, it is very, very difficult for them to say this game is done just yet. But 9 in a row for now to catch up. Zingy aggressive towards lane. Miami in. Oh, missed shots. Zingy's got the kill. Aristo up close. Flashbang over the top. Risk will find one. MP9 missed shots. And it's all down to the 2 remaining. Ruben and G7H. They've got everything to do here. Unfortunately, the Deagles, I mean, great shot from Ruben. A cracking frag to find. However, this is, yeah, this is a very much done round, it feels like.
Whoa, potentially. I mean, it was G7H on that flank that could have had something. Ruben all alone now, and he's already taken significant damage. I think it's probably safe to say. Flash will come over. He's already being flanked, and yeah, as you mentioned, it's going to be another round in favor of the NZT boys, but made expensive once again. I mean, each and every round that they find that's successful is so costly that they're never going to find any stability in that T-side economy. Yeah, the CT side is the volatile one, but at the very least, they'll take that. Ruben can keep hold of that Galil going forward, which gives them something to work with in towards our next round, but it should be an eco coming in for the CT side as their economy in a little bit of a dicey spot. Risk potentially could force in as well to support the Galil, but I don't think there's any need to do so. Give up a fifth, give up a sixth, and then kind of, well, they pick themselves up before by close things out properly. AK collected as well, so a little bit of a cherry on top, not the end of the world.
Upgrades, right? And I guess next round, even though it is an eco and whatever it may be, you've got a rifle with half armor that can do some serious damage to a side of NZT who are only just starting to build the empire up financially. And so for them, it's a very, very difficult time. Round 19, though, 13-5, the scoreline. And, okay, sure, light at the end of the tunnel maybe, but the chances of this happening and this series coming together and being in favour of the NZT side, the odds are next to nothing.
Oh, Ruben. He's going aggressive in towards mid. Not a bad way to do it as well. The pistol in first, trying to take the contact and let the AK do the work. And now they can pick up a second for their troubles as well. Not exactly the worst of starts. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Miami's getting close and personal. Hold of the Deagle does need to be careful of his flank though. He's up close and personal. But the Deagle reigns supreme. Numbers favour the CT side when the buy didn't. And Team NZT, their lifeline could be falling away in a matter of seconds.
Minute and 15 to go on the clock. And that is a 4-on-3 scenario. Crazy. How on earth have Never Say Never wriggled themselves into this situation in the first place? We do not know, but it's entirely doable now. The retake is in, of course. The bomb's set down, and that 10-second stick means problems, maybe, for the Never Say Never side. But they can try and extrapolate the time as much as they can. Missed angle checked, and, well, God, he's found a double. Nice shots from Miami. Down to one man of God, who finds a triple in the round. But it is not meant to be. Huge damage, but no round. Never Say Never concede a sixth.
Just about though, right? I mean, again, another round where it's a single AK-47 and it brings it down to a 1 versus 1. I mean, NZT, they just never ever look confident or comfortable. I mean, each and every round is just by the skin of their teeth. I mean, it's such a uncomfortable experience to watch, and it must be exactly the same to play, but they are chipping away at that nonetheless. Risk the NATO P can be dropped immediately, and what a mid takedown is Zinky with double. That's the start they needed.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Never Say Never down to 3. GG7H fighting for his life through the smoke. Ruben will find one, but he's tracked down and demolished upon. Ruben and Miami, I can only guess, will be left to save because in a 2-on-4 scenario, there is no point running the guns into it. Done and dusted. It's a 7th on the board for NZT. And, I mean, if I was the side of Never Say Never right now, I would be getting a little bit worried.
Yeah, I'm saying they've got absolutely no control over momentum, and NZT on their T side seem to be in their comfort state, right? It's looking a lot better from them, where they kind of are being rewarded for holding W, and even the slight little things like a laboured spray there by Ruben, it shows the unconfidence of this side, ever so slightly. For NZT, they're kind of on that path to catching this game back up and potentially causing some problems long term. We'll have to wait and see. They are going hunting as well, which I think is a good decision. Just try and cause a problem here or there at range. Just about Miami going out on top to find yet another kill to his name. But 13-7, 6 rounds in it. We saw exactly the same scoreline on Mirage. That time out, there was only one more round and NZT were able to pick up. The question is, can they do themselves one better?
That is the big question we ask ourselves, Neo. As we wait for the pause to wind down and get back into the swing of things. Incredibly, incredibly tough times, of course, for a team that looked so dominant, so comfortable through map 1 and into map 2. We were surprised, to say the least, at how well this Never Say Never side looked. But now maybe it's a time to worry. A chance for NZT to take us to a decider. There is still a big deficit, but there is a chance that they can make it work.
the chance. That lifeline, as we've spoken about, it's being extended. They just need to find that small amount of success. This is the round that makes a difference for them, right? I mean, find this, and again, never to never go back to double eco situation where they're uncomfortable. State, that's not a bad start. Dropping risk, that's an important kill. He's been a difference maker. And Ruben just spacing out in the worst possible time as he falls immediately once again.
A 5-on-3 from it, Neo. It's getting worse and worse and worse as Tua finds a second. This is looking very, very bad now for a side that desperately, desperately needs something. Bomb set down. They will have a chance at a retake if they so win, but why would they go for it? Why would they chance this? It's going to be difficult. It's looking unlikely. Both dropped in, 2-on-4, now make it 1. Aristo left alone, and it feels very done and dusted, Neo. Very done in this round. 13-8. There is a chance they get back into things here.
It's a chance, but as we mentioned, it is, I'd still say improbable in terms of just because of the wealth the lead never say never had. But I mean, they're looking a lot better on that T side. And I think the biggest thing that we've kind of noted of map number 2 so far is both of these two sides are just not good enough on their CT side. I mean, it's really been lackluster. I think most importantly, what we've seen from the likes of NZT is that their mid control is just awful, isn't it? I mean, they're kind of double stacking mid and both of them not even dealing kind of a single point of damage. It says a lot in terms of where things are becoming problematic. And, well, credit to Team NZT, they've realized this and they're round after round exposing it. And too right. You know, as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And NZT are doing exactly that.
One rifle saved. Aristo needs to be the man of the hour. See if he can do anything here. Never say never. Dire times, dire straits. Well, silence on the board as of right. Now, 1:30, they're looking to hold on here. Never say never, a passive approach taken. Flash drops in, Zingy taking a bit of damage through the wall. The yellow panel, but for the here and now, Neo, it is a slow round once again assumed. This side, you need a bit of a wind down here, NZT, and they look elsewhere.
Well, in towards the A side, 8X gonna fall. That's not exactly what they were looking for, with a very inopportune buy somehow coming out on top for this immediate bit of controlling towards the round. Miami's going aggressive. Look at the information he's getting. He knows no one's here, but he's going loud and proud, though. They know exactly that their flank's being cut off, and he can drop some utility and pincer them over towards the A side.
Thinking G7H will find another, a 4-on-3. Surely not like this on an eco of all things. They're down to 2. Risk has found Tua. And well, now God alongside ASCII, they both have to make plays. They have to find the mark. And God peeks in. Nice shot from ASCII to find the headshot angle. The problem is, the time is 25 seconds. They've lost both players. It's a 14th on the board. Never say never. Right back at it. 3 AK saved. And an eco of all things, Neo, to give them that one. My, oh my.
Of all the rounds that we see, you know, the last kind of 3-4 on the board, that's not the one I expected. Fair play. I mean, never to never do kind of what they needed to. They give up mid in terms of because they know they've just been for free giving it across them towards the T side, but instead they go aggressive over towards A, and that's what mattered to us as well. The ramp control came thick and fast, and you know, credit where credit's due. They go aggressive and kind of force NZT into a pincer, and it delivers brilliantly in their favor. 14th collected 2 away. G7H kind of kicks off things brilliantly. 8X falling. Molotov in towards Sandbag. Ruby can drop himself a smoke and just stay alive for the time being. Repositioning, and of course, doing so without being spotted.
Molly dropped towards ramp. NZT already that man disadvantage, so the util chipping certainly will not help to their scenario, Neo. As well, M4, Miami, of course, he's been stellar on the A-hold, it seems, as of now. Has been a bit ropey from him this series, but they are looking definitive as for now. 3 on 5, a chance maybe. Ruben's found another. Spam won't connect through the smoke, but it seems to be, no, this is very covered. Very, very good as NZT. They started the ball rolling pretty well, but now it's all fizzled out. And this round especially feels already very done and dusted.
It does. It does. I mean, this is already going one play, 4 down to 1 man, and well, he's immediately disposed of. 3 men alive for G7H cleans that one up, and Retro, that's 15 map and series points. And with a kind of wealth of a lead, you do have to realistically say, I think this one might be done.
Yes, well, NZT, similarly to Mirage, it's going to be 7 in a row to force overtime. If not, never say never, will find themselves a win over NZT and may just find themselves a place in relegation to fight another day, to live to tell a tale. Molly's, util, everything. Aristo, he's going to be tested towards the middle. How does he pass? Unfortunately, with nothing but an AK of risk, good damage. But actually, these pistols, the SMGs, the cheeky buy, NZT, they have themselves a bad advantage.
They do. I mean, the only thing they have to be careful of is G7H, though. He is the difference maker. Spotted out as well. Spamming through the wood. Asex down to 50. But at the very least, he can just cut off that rotation as the bombs plant, the post plant is set up. They need to buy some time for the rotation. And in it comes. G7H just going to try slowly to find an opening in towards the site. But the Mac 10 in close and personal is going to be the difference maker.
Look at this, he should be able to see Ziggy, surely they have a look, but no. First kill goes in favor of Ruben. Ziggy's straight, Miami's got the follow-up though, and they're going to continue to move forward. The bomb's so far ticked, low HP on both. This is just not an ideal retake from Never Say Never. All 3 players coming from spawn, never the good play to make, and from stairs they will run. It's 1 by 1 into the jaws of NZT. And the force buy does get the better of them. It's still map point though. It's still conditioning down to winning every single round from here on out. The chance of that happening, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, you know, the whole team sitting stairs is really good on a post plant, but really not so good on a retake. It's not the place you want to be coming from. Very easy to just be kind of pinned into a tight alleyway and spam down. That's exactly what we see. And speaking of spam, Ruben through that smoke, not going to find too much. Aski going aggressive, spotted out, Slabered Spray gets punished by Miami, and the numbers once again favouring the CT side.
That's exactly what they want. G7H will find another, a 5-on-3. What would be an unlosable scenario in most cases, but it is a 3-on-3. Ruben staying alive and kicking, will catch God over the top of the smoke. Down to 2, Zingy and Tua to keep the dreams alive here of NZT. AK shooting forward, Ruben spotted, good damage, no kill. A 2-on-2 scenario, the bomb makes its way towards B. Zingy's just going to be pulling the decoy, the human decoy at that, as he throws util towards the A site. But the bomb will be able to assume the post plant.
They need to double up and find this kill towards Zingy, and then they can comfortably just play the 1 versus 2 situation. But no, that rotation's being made back over, and now they have to formulate a plan here. You look towards G7H and Arista, I mean, this retake coming in, they would be pressured. But two are falling, and Ziggy, 14 points of HP to deny a 16th round. He's not even able to find one. Ladies and gentlemen, 16-9. Never say never. Map and series in their favour, and the first win in ESL Challenger League Asia Division season 41 for them. And realistically, the kind of the map and the